Hello and welcome to Module 20, Threat Intelligence. So in this module, we'll be able to cover the information resources that you should be familiar with and how to get more information about the threats and what you can do about them, right? So there are only two sections that we need to cover. Again, make sure you have your notes, your Microsoft Word open, ready to take notes. All right, so the first thing that you need to know and write down is these two bullet points down here. Is to be effective, you need to make sure that you keep abreast of all the latest threats. So you have to be able to subscribe to real-time feeds, routinely check out, have magazines even that related to cybersecurity, follow security blogs, podcasts, and so on. And always you have to upgrade your skills. And that's true for any type of network, not only network and cybersecurity, any type of technology occupations. You got to keep yourself up to date. Okay, so just remember that. All right, so you got to take a picture of the following tables. One of the first places that you can visit is the SANS. The SANS is an institute that has a lot of resources, the System Admin Audit and Network Security. You got to know what they stand for and what they do. So they have the Internet Storm Center that gives you early warning, new bytes at risk, flash security alerts. You know, they get through if you subscribe to them. Reading rooms, more than 1,200 research papers are out there in terms of cybersecurity, and they have their own security courses that you can take. So please visit the SANS websites and see navigate and see, browse and see what they have to offer. Mitri is another corporation, is a corporation that keeps track of all the common vulnerability and exposures, the CVEs. You should be, and they are constantly being updated. So it keeps track of all the common vulnerabilities that are out there and what you could do about them. So this is a very good place to be also to visit. Then you got the Forum of Incident Response and Security. This is mainly where they aggregate all the government, the commercial, educational organizations, all the vulnerabilities, everything. They bring it together in one place where you have access to it. The U.S. government really puts in a lot of information into the first. Then you got the Security Newswire, right? They will give you, again, breaking news about all in terms of securities, breaches, attacks, and things like that. Then you got the ISC2, the International Information System Security Certification Consortium. So this is mainly for a lot of courses that you can take, and they give you exam. They test you. So having the CISSP certificate would be a great thing to have. And this is worldwide, the ISC2. Not only for data, for almost everything. So they have a lot of educational products that they have. And then you got the CIS, the Center for Internet Security. This is mainly for the United States. This is where the focal point for all the preventions, protections, response, everything that you need to know for state, local, tribal, you name it, everything within the United States in terms of cybersecurity, how to protect them and respond. It's all in one place where that's where the CIS is. Take a picture of that too, right? Cisco also have their own cybersecurity reports, by the way. So they Cisco professionals do that maybe every 6 months. If I'm not mistaken, they put out a report about the security, cybersecurity. You got blogs and podcasts you should be familiar with and we'd have access to. The more information that you have about what's going on, what's the latest virus that's floating around, latest attack, you need to know that, right? So Cisco Talos offers all of these, a lot of information like that in real time. All right, so let's take a look at some service intelligence services. Well, the first one we hit is the Cisco Talos. If you're going to take the CyberOps test, I'm pretty sure they will ask you about this. So write this down. Talos is one of the largest commercial threat intelligence teams in the world. So this is a team for Cisco that keeps track of all the security incidents and preventions and all of that. All right, so the goal is to help protect the enterprise users' data information. So take that as well. Write that down. All right, just remember, Cisco also provides free software, so write that last bullet down as well. Free software, services, resources, and data to maintain the security incident detection. Rules sets by the organization, SNORT, and so on, okay? You have another company called FireEye, you should be familiar with. This is one of the largest cybersecurity companies in America. So it uses a three-pronged approach, combining security intelligence, security expertise, and technology. So please write these 3 bullet points for FireEye. So when you hear that company's name, you know they are one of the top companies in the world, in fact, that deals with cybersecurity incidents and things like that. Okay, so then you may use the automated indicator sharing. The automated indicator sharing is free service that you can share your information as an organization with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So please take that bullet point down, write it down. AIS is a free service that is shared by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. All right. The CVEs, I know we discussed that earlier. Please write this down. The United States is sponsored with the Mitri corporations to create CVEs. The CVEs are the common vulnerability and exposures. And definitely you should be able to, even if you don't understand or at least know where to go to when you want to find out more about the CVEs. So please visit the Mitri corporations and write this down right here. So write the first bullet point and know that, and the last, write down all 3 bullet points. So this way you'll know more about the CVEs and who offers them. Okay? All right. Now, the typical standards that you use for sharing data. Okay, so you got to write at least these 3 bullet points. The sticks, the structured threat information and expression. This is for exchanging cyber threat information between organizations. So when a company wants to share more cybersecurity incidents between each other, they'll use the sticks standard. If you want to use the TAXI, the trusted automated exchange of indicator information, this is more for applications on the internet. How do the protocols, what they use, how to share data between websites, for example, right? HTTPS. Or you may use the CyberOps. This is a standard schema for specifying how to capture, categorize the events or the incidents that you have. These are the rules on how they should be set up. Okay, so that's how you gather intelligence information about cybersecurity incidents. Then you got the malware information sharing platform, MSIP. This is an open source. Please write that down for the incident of compromise. So the MSIP keeps track of all the IOCs that are discovered. So please write that down because this is big in Europe. And over 6,000 organizations are actually using it. So the last thing you should remember is the threat intelligence. Please write these 2 bullet points and these 3 bullet points down. The threat intelligence platform, it will centralize all the collections of the threat data into one place. It's going to have the indicators of compromise, right? So the IOCs, it will have tools, techniques, and procedures, and it will have the reputation of information about the internet destination and domains. You know, are these domains and internet websites, are they secured or not? So you should definitely be familiar, have a, you know, the tip with you. Also, please write down what a honeypot is. A honeypot is a device or maybe a server that's open for any type of attacks. And the reason you want to do that is you want to attract hackers to break into the server that's open to find out what they're looking for, what techniques they are using, right? And then once you're done that, then you can protect your network. You see what kind of traffic they are using to attack that open system. Or you can even have a honeynet, a network that is open for attacks. But remember, it has to be separate, not attached to your private network. All right, so please write that down because that's definitely a definition that comes up on exams too. All right, that ends Module 20. That was pretty quick. So please upload the ones that I told you, the ones that I told you to write down, and I'll see you in Module 21.